Hello Maths fans, and welcome back to another Maths Watch help clip. This one is actually related to clips A14A, B and C to do with equations of straight lines, and the first part here is drawing the graph of y equals 2x plus 1. Okay, and I've used this as part of a Year 9 assessment as well. Alright, so in this case, different to perhaps questions we've done before, there's no table of values here. Okay, so we have to make our own. So if you remember the previous clip, we need x values and we're going to need y values as well. Okay, now the x value, okay, is here. So y is equal to 2 times the x value plus 1. So what we're going to do here is slightly differently. What x values do we need to use? Okay, so you're looking across here, there's your x-axis. These are the x values we want to use. Now we don't have to use every one. In fact, for a straight line graph, the minimum number you need is 3. So if I'm looking along this axis here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to choose 3 that are quite far apart from each other. So I'm going to use minus 3. You can use anything you like, by the way. I'm going to use 0. And I'm going to use got to be careful here actually, because if I use things that don't work here, sometimes they'll be off the graph. In fact, I'm going to show you actually what happens here if this happens here. So I'm going to use 5 and I'll show you how we're going to deal with that. Okay, so the y coordinate, you take the x value, we times by 2, and then we add 1, and out comes the y coordinate. So this is another way of doing that table. So let's take negative 3 first. Negative 3 times 2, well, negative times a positive is a negative, so that's negative 6. Plus 1, and negative 6 plus 1 is negative 5. So what we've got there is a coordinate now, an x part and the y part, so that's negative 3, negative 5. If you remember from previous videos, every coordinate has an x part and a y part. Let's do 0. 0 times 2 is 0, plus 1 gives me 1. There's my y value. There's my x value, so I've got 0, 1. And 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11. So now I've got 5, 11. Okay, so we've got 3 points, so we're going to plot them now. Negative 3, negative 5. So always start from the origin, remember? In other words, the 0, 0 coordinate. Negative 3 is 3 to the left. And negative 5 would mean down 5. So it'd be that point there. Great, we've done that one, that's no problem. 0, 1. 0 means we're not going to move left or right, we are going to move up 1. Remember the cross can go exactly right on the axis there. And finally 5, 11. 5 across, 11 up. Now look, we've run out of space here. Okay, and this is what I was saying. Sometimes the values won't fit on your graph. Doesn't mean they don't exist, they just don't fit on this particular graph. So what I'm going to do is try another value. I'm going to try something a bit smaller. Let's just try 2. If that doesn't work, I'll try another one. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 gives me 5. So now I've got 2 for my x, 5 for my y, 2, 5. 2 across, 5 up, and that's it. Okay, so now I've got my 3 points. All I have to do now to join the graph is to join them up. Now, if I've made the reason we use 3 is if we've made a mistake, one of them won't be in line. There's no mistake here, all 3 are in line. And that's my graph. Strictly speaking, we should label that y equals 2x plus 1. Okay, so that was question 18 from the Year 9 Maths assignment. I hope that's helpful, and I'll see you next time.